Hi, Patrick here from Have Cheetah Will View, and it's time for Dollar Tree Theater. Wow, what can I say? This was a very, very close race. Yeah, this has been our closest one. In fact, I sort of forgot when I did my poll for this. I forgot to put Cheetah's Choice, so it might have affected the voting. I just put the two films up, and it literally wasn't until the last day of voting because I went 50-50, and I was thinking, oh, well, I'm gonna have to repeat this one to get a clear winner. But one person came through and actually voted at the very possible last second, and it pushed our winner into the winner circle. And actually, to tell you the truth, I'm sort of glad it did because I was sort of rooting for this movie to win itself. Not that the other one wasn't bad, uh, and it will be looked at sometime down the line. But I wanted to see this one, and I guess I could have sandbagged it and put it against something really weak to ensure it, but that's not honest. So the movie that we're going to be looking at today is from 2007, and it is No Reservations. So I finally got an Aaron Eckhart movie into Dollar Tree Theater because you guys crushed it last time I put Incarnate, and you guys gave me stupid pumpkins. So this is making up for pumpkins. No Reservations is a 2007. Is billed as a romantic comedy drama directed by Scott Hicks. It's based off a German movie called Mostly Martha. Uh, I can only tell you one thing right off the bat, and that is this is not a romantic comedy drama. This is a drama. Yes. There are some romantic elements thrown into it, of course, but make no mistake about it. Not a comedy. Not a comedy. Uh, and I looking at the cover of this movie, yeah, you can see why you got the vibe for that, but it's not right accurate. That's not to say this movie suffers for it. In fact, it's why this movie works. This movie works because it's a drama. It stars the lovely Catherine Zeta-Jones, of course, our main man Aaron Eckhart, and the always wonderful Abigail Breslin. So the plot of the movie is Catherine Zeta-Jones is a top chef who works at a top tier restaurant whose restaurant who's owned by Patricia Clarkson, another one of the blog's favorite actresses, and but she is really self-contained. Uh, she lives for her job. That's what she does. She lives for her job. So her name is Kate, and so she works long hours. She doesn't really have much social contact with very many people. Um, she's being forced by her owner, Patricia Clarkson, to see a therapist because whereas she has problems going out there to talking to people about her food when they're complimentary. She's not so shy about expressing her displeasure when they criticize her food. So that has caused a little bit of feedback at the restaurant. So Patricia Clarkson, while she loves her Kate and her talent, she's concerned about her restaurant and her business because you can't have the head chef coming out there and blowing up the customers. So as this is happening, her sister is on the way with her sister Christina is on her way to see Kate, and she's bringing along, of course, Zoe, her daughter, and they're going to come and hang out with Kate for a few days. But unfortunately, tragedy happens, and she's left to take care of Zoe, and she absolutely has zero idea how to do that. Um, she's been so she's been so in such a small bubble. She really doesn't really have that interpersonal skills, and much less being a parent. I mean, she's an aunt, but she doesn't know what an aunt means. So, of course, those two have trouble, initially because Zoe's just devastated by the loss of her mother. Kate has no idea where to go with it. and so they try to get along. Um, Kate just doesn't understand children. The first meal she serves a fancy fish dish that Zoe just is absolutely appalled by and won't eat. It isn't until later on that the therapist mentions that maybe you should give her something that she likes, like fish sticks, which of course Kate is aghast at because it's like that's horrible. Um, so while they're trying to fumble their way forward, uh, Patricia Clarkson, who plays Paula, she hires a new sous chef, and that's Aaron Eckhart, Nick Palmer, and Nick Nick could go anywhere he wants. He's a very accomplished chef himself, but he could have any kitchen he wants. But he actually wants to work underneath Kate because of her recipes. She creates some really wonderful dishes, and he wants to see how she does it. But of course, Kate sees them immediately as a threat uh, to the to their kitchen, and she is really hostile and bristle, and doesn't trust him. But then when Nick sees that, he says, uh, I don't want any conflict. This is your kitchen. If you don't want me to stay, I'm gone. And he's good as his word. He starts taking off his apron, starts gathering his knives, starts walking out, and Paula's going like, "You better not let him go out like that." And and so she at the very last minute she says, "Could you please stay?" And so she does stay. He does stay, and then very slowly you see some attraction coming in, and those two start to grow closer. But it's not your typical cute movie. It's very painful for Kate, and you can see how much it costs her to try to trust. She doesn't trust anybody, and it's a little bit uncomfortable to watch because. But I really love the way how they wrote the character of Nick because he knows it. He knows that Kate is really tightly wound, and while he's really attracted to her, and they even go on a first date, he is a complete gentleman throughout. Um, he comes over, he cooks for Joey and Kate, and when those two are alone together, you think, okay, he's going to make a move on her, and he doesn't. And I really, really liked that about that movie. I really liked about that. It was really well written. It's a typical thing. You would have seen them start kissing right off the bat, but they didn't. And I appreciated that because Kate is so wound up. She has so much on her plate. It just really would have seemed to be off-putting to have that happen. So he shows Nick having patience and kindness and understanding. Um, Zoe bonds with him almost immediately, and when Kate starts bringing Zoe to the restaurant, they cook together, and next thing you know, you see that whereas Kate was having a hard time getting her to eat anything, uh, Nick's able to break through that, and give her a really nice bowl of pasta, which she just absolutely scarfs. Of course, having a young girl at the restaurant could cause problems, and it does. So, unfortunately, that doesn't last for very long, or fortunately, however you look at it. Um, and of course, this being a movie of its kind, it does have its final third act. It does have its conflicts, which I won't share because that'll spoil it. And it feels really organic. I will say that it did not feel forced. It did not feel like, okay, here we are in a typical movie, and we're just gonna cobble a dramatic, but it doesn't feel. It feels really organic. It feels like exactly what would happen, how it happens. Um, and I really appreciated that too. Again, this is a very smartly written movie, and you have to give credit to that. And Carol Folks wrote the screenplay based off the Mostly Martha story that was written by Sandra Nettleback. Uh, this movie, like I said, the movie has a really good start. This is one of my favorite Catherine Zeta-Jones performances. Wow, she is a revelation in this movie. She is so cool and so her role as Kate. I mean, you always see Catherine Zeta-Jones, and she's always sort of like bigger than life on her roles. If you think about everything that she's ever done, but she is absolutely gorgeous in this movie and her acting. She's restrained. She's quiet. She's not flashy. Um, her voice is really low. Um, and of course, that plays off really well against Aaron Eckhart, who's a tremendous actor in its own right, and one of my favorites. Actually, the whole cast is. The whole cast did really, really well. I can't sit here and say there was anything that was I didn't like. The whole cast did really, really well. But of course, Patricia Clarkson. I mean, she's a gem. I have watched so many of her films, and I will watch anything that she does because she's just tremendous. And of course, Abigail Breslin's very much the same way. Um, it's really funny to look up and see she's 25 already. It's like holy crow. I just when you see her and so tiny. She also stars in one of my favorite IFC midnight films called Haunter, which I highly recommend. Really, really good. Um, so obviously, I'm telling you here that I really do love No Reservations. I think this is a tremendous movie. Highly recommend it. Um, the special features are there's a half-hour special of Mark Summers. He went back behind the stage and he filmed a Food Network show based on this movie. So there's that for a special feature, and I think that's about it um, as far as special features go. So highly recommend this movie. You can get it probably on eBay or Amazon. You can probably get it for very cheap, probably no more than $5. I got this at the library for $1. So Dollar Tree Theater. Anything underneath $1.25 now. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate that. We will see you next week. No, yeah. I can already tell you that next week already is going to be Cheetah's Choice. I'm going to have to come up with something because you guys did not like the movies I put out. Killers Within and Dragon Wasp. You guys are both going like that to it. So next week, I don't know what I'm going to be reviewing. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be something fun. I promise you. I was sort of surprised. I was really surprised you guys did not pick Dragon Wasp. And honestly, Killers Within actually looks pretty interesting. I think Killers Within actually might make another appearance sooner than later onto the voting panel because I have a feeling that is a sleeper movie. I don't know why. Dragon Wasp, I guess I sort of get that. But Killers Within looks interesting. All right, that's it for me and the Cheetah for Dollar Tree Theater. Thanks for voting. I appreciate it. You guys are voting more and more each week, which is really fun to see. That's really fun to see. That means we're doing something right. Of course, go ahead and spread the love. Give a sub. Drop a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Tell us your favorite Aaron Eckhart movie, favorite Abigail Breslin movie, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Patricia Clarkson. We'd like to see those comments down below. All right. Talk to you soon. Till the next one. Peace.